Let's see what came out to help us make money moves. So we have the first card that says don't settle. It says check in with yourself, name your core values, and promise that you will never settle for less. I'm making a list. I'm checking in twice. I'm going to find out what I value and what I don't value. This card, purpose, is so that we can get grounded in the whole of us, And so that we know our values and that we don't deter ourselves from them. Because as soon as we do, we're getting ourselves further away from our resources and our luxury. Because when you think of the second house, it's all about values and it's all about self-worth. This is giving second house energy. And so when we know our values, and we also can look at what zodiac sits in our second house, and see how that influences what we settle for and what we don't settle for. But it's important to get that list going and know what are your core values and what you will absolutely not accept less than that or those values. So that if anything come less than those values that you already wrote down and checked twice, it will not deter you because you know your values, you know what you're not going to settle for. And this is like the first runner up on how to make those currency moves that we need to get our motion going. Second card, it says your diet is more than just what you put in your mouth. It's who you talk to, what energy you surround yourself with, and the content you consume. Pay attention to what you allow in your life. It also says, do an information detox today. Stay away from social media, the news, gossip, and people who drain you emotionally. Rise and repeat as needed. So Universal Breath is saying, in order for us to really make these money moves and be very successful with them, is that to observe our surroundings and see what we are putting our energy into. Are we putting our energy into things we don't value or things that we know we're selling for less for? Because these are blocking the motion of our currency, those waters. Even just what we consume, who are we talking to, what we're talking about, and the company we keep. And the things we watch on a daily. This is asking us to pay close attention because it's as if we're sowing seeds of things unconsciously if we're not aware and paying attention to these things that it named. And then as time progresses, we may look up and say, why am I not abundant yet? Or why am I not as abundant as I would like to be? Correct. And so when we begin to start these little rituals, not settling, setting our check, making a value checklist, our values, checking our second house, what zodiac lies there, watching what we put in our mouth, what we talk about, who and what we surround ourselves with, what type of energies and frequencies. Is it people that's on a vibration of currency and abundance that know how to bring that in righteously and divinely? Or is it people that's scarcity energy? That's important. Because you know what you consume, it comes out. You become what you are, you become what you eat. Is what I'm saying. And so in that same way, what we eat, start making up our skin cells, it start making up our nail beds, it start making up our hair content and follicles. So in the same way, even though these things may not seem like we can pinpoint how they're affecting our lives, they are. So this is like a good starting point to get the house in order and get it cleaned. And also Gemini season is here. So it's very wise to be mindful of what information that we're consuming. Because there will be a lot of information going around because Mercury governs Gemini. It rules Gemini. So staying away from news, gossip, social media, just in general. If there is a challenge there, and people who drain your emotional body, who takes it, when you around them, you may feel depleted and you don't have time for yourself or to nurture yourself or to begin to work on what you need. And then this card is asking us, when we begin to start clearing away, rise and repeat. Repeat these as needed. It's not just a one-day thing. The next card, coffee in one hand, confidence in the other. It says, dress for the part. Wear your favorite shoes and do your hair. Give yourself permission to feel good in your skin. Remind yourself of a time when you blew everyone's mind and were a total head turner. So also, this is giving money magnet, currency magnet. How we feel about ourselves make all the difference. How we just loving on ourselves, we feel luxurious, we smell like currency, we smell like fresh water and luxury. It makes a difference when you elevate your senses, when you elevate your eyes, and you get that look when it's reflected in your home and it's reflected with yourself on your clothes, your hair, your nails, like just maintaining yourself and allowing yourself to feel good in your own skin. Just everything about you. And if you're having a trouble with that, is saying, is there one time in your life ever that you can remember when you blew everyone's mind and where you turned heads? In that same way, emulate that. Dress the part. You can dress the part just like when you turned them heads and switch it up a bit since it's a new time. Get creative, but give yourself permission to feel good in your own skin. Give yourself permission to wear your favorite dress that you probably never pluck the tag off because it's so beautiful, it's so expensive, it's so luxurious. It's like now is the time to put it on. Start embodying these qualities so that it magnetizes to you. Because we talking currency moves this reading, and these are different things we can do to begin that process. So instead of saying coffee in one hand, I would say your tea, your nourishing tea in one hand, and your confidence in the other, baby. Because nourishing yourself will definitely get those waters flowing, feeling good, feeling abundant. Ambition is a way of life. It says honor your ambition. Put your focus on your biggest goal today and make some serious progress. So once we get all this in, it's almost like the first top 3 cards. It's like clear the air, get yourself together, freshen up, smell good, get your hair done, nails done, feel good in your skin, get yourself permission to feel great. Get your what you will not settle for list, in which your core values are. Get rid of emotional draining type of things that consume you in a way that brings you down, that keep you in scarcity energy, from what we watch, what we eat, what we listen to, what we speak, right? And then we are starting off with ambition is a way of life, right? So we're going to honor our ambition. And so with that, honoring it, we put focus on our biggest goal. So what are your goals? So while you're writing what you won't settle for, your core values, you can set on the side of the paper your ambitions. And then once you get those first 3 cards completed, you can start making progress on your biggest goals. So this is like setting up everything to be very progressive. You have not failed. You have just found 10,000 ways that will not work. I already love this card because this is just for us who just will keep trying to do things and just feel like there is no progress. But all it is just saying that the faster we fail, the quicker we can figure out the solution to get what it is that we need to get. And so every failed or perceived failed attempt to whatever your desires were, whatever your goals were, just know that we just kind of got to change our mindsets, as it just was ways that it did not work. Okay, it's almost like a scientist who just keep working on a project until he or she learned how to make a light bulb, right, or make a car. It's like to not give up on yourself. It also says, had a rough experience, reframe it as a lesson. What are 3 things you learned from it? So this is helping us really hone in. I see to take, if we are ones to be down on ourselves for feeling like we haven't progress. No, progress is, no, we did a thing, it did not work, and there's a lesson in it. That is progress. Lessons are progress, and it's not like we work and we get the reward right away. That's not how it works. Lessons come in these perceived failed attempts, but it's just only knowing that it just didn't work. That's it. Let's figure something else out, right? So these 3 things can just get our wheels moving mentally, spiritually, and within. So what are the rough experiences that may have stopped us from continuing focusing on our goals? Because I'm getting here that there may be some who's watching this who kind of gave up on their dreams and their goals and their aspirations because time, because of age, because of perceived failed attempts, and not really realizing it's just like, oh, that's just 10,000 ways that it don't work. It's saying you have a master plan, you have a bright idea, and just because it didn't work doesn't mean to really give up on it, because you could be the only person in the world to make this come into a thing. It's saying do not give up. You still have the opportunity to really hone in on this, and just take notes, like a scientist would. This experience was rough, and let me just look at it as a lesson. And what did I learn from it? What 3 things did I learn from this that I shouldn't add this to it, or I should probably start it around this time. You know, if cauliflower can become pizza, you, my girl, can do anything. So again, this is already just like, don't give up on your dreams. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it, right? There's no limits. There's infinite possibilities. It also says, ask a friend to be your confidence buddy. So not only be confident, right, with yourself when you get your hair done, nails, get yourself really feeling good, give yourself permission to feel good in your skin, but also have a good person that means well, good-hearted, to be your confidence buddy. And what is a confidence buddy? This is someone who will be there for you when you need a boost. So it just seemed like, my collective here just needs just a little push of self-belief, and believing in the infinite possibilities, and just really clearing out their energy, and to just align themselves with their goals. It seemed very small, and I think it is, and to others it could be like, that's a lot, but I see the blocks here is what we value, what are we settling for, and don't settle for it. Don't settle for anything that doesn't align with your values. What are we consuming and doing on a daily basis? That matters. Confidence, feeling good, feeling like luxury, embodying that. Refocusing on what are our goals. What is our greatest goals, our biggest goals? We got to get that back in our system. We got to get that back circulating in our mind, because in order to make currency moves, you got to know what is your aha, what is your master plan, what is your currency generator, attractor, right? So we have to rethink about that versus watching things that just does not get us there. And then with this, it seems like I have a collective that, this might not resonate with everybody, but I feel like those who have these goals and these dreams, they might not want to pick them back up or have a desire to, because they feel like they failed at it already. And it's like, no, you have a plan that nobody else can execute, even though it did not work 10,000 times. It could be that 10,001 time that it works. It's what this card is saying. Like, don't give up. No, not yet. And to amplify this, the last card is saying, if cauliflower can become a pizza, then you can do anything. But knowing that gets you a support, get you someone that got your back, and that will uplift you in this process of generating and creating this circulation and attracting this abundance. Collective, that conclude our money move reading. I pray all is well with you all. Until next time, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Bye.